Pricing. Too many of you are overpricing. You're doubling, you're tripling, you're doing all of these things. And I'm telling you right now, an agency is not going to go with your bid. You want a huge windfall. You think that's how everybody operates because you've read, hey, I won, I made 100,000. Hey, I won, I made all this money. Hey, I won, I made all this money. You don't know the backstory. You don't know what their real profit is. You don't know if they're even telling you the truth. But let's make the assumption that they are. How many times have they or will they repeat that? That's what I thought. So I'm going to break down the fundamentals for pricing. Number one, you have to be realistic about what you can add as a profit. If we're talking technology, a government agency has an idea of what this costs. If you take that item and add a 4x profit, they're not going to buy from you. They're just not. If you are bidding on housekeeping, lawn maintenance, and you reach out to a company, you get your 3 to 5 quotes. They've already added anywhere from 10 to 30%. Now you're adding anywhere from 20 to 50%. You've overbid, like Price is Right. Then there are situations where you may not even know what to bid. So here's what you need to do. In addition to being realistic, you have to decide what are your financial goals, because what you're pricing is related to your financial goals. Every product and service that the federal government purchases, it varies from a cost perspective, not just literally from a cost perspective, but as far as what they're willing to pay for margin. Some opportunities, they will actually ask you what your profit is. Other opportunities, they could care less. So what's important is not necessarily the price, that you're going after things that people aren't going after. Because if there's only a handful of companies going after it, and as long as you're technically acceptable, chances are you could win. So what does that look like? Bidding on opportunities where you need a lot of cash up front, bidding on opportunities that are weird, bidding on opportunities in other countries, because most people aren't doing that. They're not going to want to do that. It's going to freak them out, or they don't have the capital. This is where you come in. So you may be able to double your price. You definitely could add 20%. I was recently talking to a contracting officer, and he said the following: I can always tell when somebody is new to government contracting, because either their price is so low, I'm concerned that they're not going to be able to perform or they're not going to make a profit. He said, or their price is so high, there's no way I'm paying. So you have to be somewhere in the middle. The middle could be 7 to 25% profit. And maybe you have to play with it. Maybe you're bidding on a bunch of gravel and you realize the sweet spot's 13%, 12%, 10%. These are the things that you have to do. It's no different than any business. Who decided that you can get glasses like this for $1 or 50 cents, or maybe even 10 cents if you go to Goodwill? Who decided these things? Because the market allowed it. The market also allows for you to buy a Birkin bag for $100,000 or a Rolls Royce SUV for about $500,000. Does that mean you can charge $500,000 for rice to the bureaus of prison? Not necessarily. So how do you know what the market bears? I'm going to show you. One of the places that you can go to is FPDS, Frank Papa Delta Sierra. And I just typed in roofing. You click date signed and you see that it's 2024, and you can start to see a trend without even clicking anything. Feel free to put in the chat. What do you notice? 12,000, 13,000. The highest is 90, 21,000. So that means if you're bidding on roofing and you're trying to put in an estimate for $1 million, you may be off. This one is 601. I suspect there's a lot of roof going on, or several buildings, right? But you at least have an idea. What is the market bearing? And what's interesting about roofing, I interviewed a gentleman out of Michigan who's won a bunch of roofing opportunities. That is, you don't have to have a bond. You don't always have to have some kind of insurance. At the end of the day, they just need a roof. I actually went to a site visit for a roof in the Atlanta area. It blew my mind. They really just wanted the lowest price. The roof, I think, had been there for 40 years. Even I knew. It was like, oh, this roof is a bad roof. And there were several roofs that they needed you to replace. Because at the end of the day, it's just a roof. Now, if they're looking for a nuclear physicist or someone with a specialty when it comes to pew-pews, then they're going to pay a lot more. No different than us. If you need a new roof, are you going to pay 100% more because somebody wants to make more money? I mean, I don't think you are. Are you going to pay $50 for a carton of eggs because Whole Foods wants to make more money? And this is no slight against Whole Foods. I'm just saying. No, you're not going to do these things. So the same works here. Because what'll happen is you're going to get frustrated. You're going to submit all these opportunities. You're going to say this doesn't work. It's oversaturated. Stop giving away the game. You're not going to win. What you also need to do is request a debrief. If you don't win after 3 days, so 3 days of them, the government, notifying you, the public, you and or the public of the recipient, is you can request a debrief. And typically you're going to find out the price was too high. I may be wrong, but I don't think I am. Feel free to comment. Come back. Let me know. But I want success. So check out winnerswaybook.com, winnerswaybook.com, proposalthatwins.com for $447 lifetime access to my Proposal Master Academy, proposalthatwins.com. I love and adore each and every one of you. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Y'all are amazing. Until next time.